This is uh, meant to be a sort of support representation of a funnel. Can you imagine? Can you envision all of these bubbles on the left moving into a funnel so they all get forced into a bottleneck? And by that being forced into that bottleneck, they become integrated and synthesized and transformed as a result. So all of these, all those mindsets that we talked about in the earlier slides, they're being forced into this funnel to be integrated and synthesized by the climate crisis, by having less resources and being required to transform all of this. Adaptive technologies, every organization, every nation, every culture, every religion, every mindset, every imagined, recorded, interpreted historical past understandings of our present and our imagined future, and our relationship to the ecosystem. As things are coming to a head, so to speak, in this process, if we are operating in surrender to spirit at our 8th and 9th chakras, and through all of our chakras, above the 9th and below the root chakra, then this process will become far more catalytic, cathartic, synthetic or integrative, and transformational. Absolutely. And so we are at that gate and that threshold that we were speaking of earlier. And at that gate and that threshold, all of this is required to change. What would happen if you had, if you could see each one of these bubbles, these energy constructs that we call a nation or a society or an organization or a gender or a race or a religion, they're all just energy constructs. If you could imagine them all as being Play-Doh animals, like a giraffe or a bear or a dog or a cat, they're all just in whatever shape they're in, and then they're all forced together and blended and forced down a funnel, so they all come out blended and integrated. They don't get to remain what they were in the past. The institutions we've operated from for hundreds or thousands of years must now change. It is truly transformation and rebirth, caterpillar turned to butterfly. And the question is, will we go about this unconsciously, or will we go about this consciously? Will we go about this with the least degree of pain and suffering or conflict or judgment or criticism or hatred or fear and mistrust? Or will we go about this transformation with love, kindness, care, patience, tolerance, service, intention, compassion, empathy, and just focusing on the common good all the way through, as best we can, as individuals and as nations or peoples? If you've ever seen one of these Play-Doh machines where you put the Play-Doh in the top and then you crank the crank on the side and it comes out as stars or elephant shapes or squares or triangles, as a species, we're learning to shape ourselves into other shapes, other forms, other processes and dynamics. And the pressure, just like in the Play-Doh machine, is the pressure required to squish the Play-Doh into these new shapes.